Hello, everybody. Yeah, I saw this today, right? And I've been seeing news about um, what's it called? There's just something I want to get off my chest, basically. But I've been seeing news about the airports having a lot of problems, and then I seen something about. Let me see if I can just get it for you without displaying too much of my history and all that stuff there. That was in the last attempt I tried to do of this vlog right quick today. But I mean, to cut a long story short, right, people, what I want to talk about is some quick history and current affairs stuff, right? Basically, I'm thinking this November, do we even really need to be talking about Guy Fawkes in the United Kingdom? Do we really need to be talking about Guy Fawkes as much as we need to be talking about the memorial that happened recently for the attack on Parliament that happened, not back when Guy Fawkes, but in like the past couple years, there was a memorial. It was spoken. I saw it mentioned on PT Patel's social media outlet, and I'm trying to find it again for you. Um, Basically, I don't know. Coming to a year from the anniversary, I noticed that there was nothing really mentioned when it first happened because I was running around right with a charity at the time, and this is what's got me so worked up because a friend of mine had passed away and there was an NHS inquiry as to the cause of death, and it turned out that it was incontinence, which is basically when your body is clogged up, and there was high statistics at the time of various different people all around the country that had come down with it. And I personally believe that it was due to the situation that probably attributed to decisions on Brexit, as they were blaming cockroach infestation that had come to the United Kingdom all of a sudden, um, on immigration, basically on migration, right? Um, so I believe that's what caused it. It's an upset stomach situation that formerly the NHS were not treating. They didn't treat you. I know they never used to treat diarrhea. Particularly, they used to just replenish bar salts and wait for it to pass naturally. And then, I mean, I used to work a lot. I had a very high metabolism. Sometimes I was working two jobs at a time. I remember, I think Getz and Reg 32 noticed that I was behind the bar randomly on the George the Poet night with Island Records, where Getz had probably previously seen me on the other side of things performing on a stage shortly after he did at the University of East London some years prior. And basically, they began offering people over the counter prescriptions, or not prescriptions, sorry, over the counter treatments for diarrhea. And that I found clogged me up quite a bit. And then I hit the gym and I was like, hey, you know what I mean? RIP Razor Ramon. But yeah, I was like kissing my muscles like Macho Man Randy Savage, and I was picking up like Team Thick and that, doing things that I should probably rhyme about to break it down a bit more gently. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, what I'm upset about is right, this guy. I'm looking for it. I'll find it in a minute. Maybe the Preeti Patel situation. But this guy, right? He's lied on his CV, right? And it's caused all this disruption with the airports, right? Now, I'm thinking to myself, I've been trying to get access back to my old Facebook page, right? Because when social media started, everybody was like, oh, cool, my name's Booty Eater 69, right? And that wasn't a problem. The reason I actually lost, I was informed by Facebook prior to them getting the highest fine ever in industry history, was because I wasn't using the name I use in my everyday life. Now, but my first online traces trace back to the very same name that I was using on Facebook. Okay, it's a pen name that I decided to have due to my qualifications and my suspected issues with the whole social media boom, right? A lot of people don't realize, but the Windrush issue and the undercover police inquiry issues all stem back to the same date. You know what that time period has in common? MSN, Hotmail. Email was invented around the same time that the cases for the undercover police inquiry, where now lying for sexual consent has been deemed as rape, so undercover police cannot have sex. Okay, right? Yeah, it all stems back to email. So basically, social media has got the biggest fine in history because what they've essentially done is enabled. At the same time, with great power comes with great responsibility. There's a lot of positive things you can do with social media, but there's also the potential of doing negative things, which is why Mark Zuckerberg had to come to the UK to get UK government regulation. Self-regulating was not cutting it. Okay, but yeah, for anybody else interested, fuck. Yeah, where was I? I mean, yeah. At the moment, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I have had some years where I've made £40,000 in that year, and when the attack on Westminster happened, I was very, very worried about some things, and basically, what it came down to was I was sort of summoned by charities in 119 countries with multiple different branches and governed by the United Nations to embark upon an entrepreneurship which was mentored directly for me by the Chartered Institute of Housing. Now, I've got various different qualifications. It's very strange. I skipped the second grade because I wasn't patient enough with the other children who found it harder to learn as quick as I did. I also then was awarded a position on a scholarship to go to university at the age of 15. And I've got qualifications. I got the highest grade in my class in my media law module, in my cultural studies module, and every group that I was in that did a presentation throughout the duration of my term in higher education always got the highest grade in the class. I had different group members, the same thing at the top of the class for presentations. Only one thing was the same, and that was that I was in that group. Now, there's media studies, there's theatre studies, there's various other different things. I mean, I was very overactive. I was sort of one of those kids that was really hyperactive. You always had to give me something to do. If you didn't give me something to do, I would just go do stuff. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, what annoys me is that look how much disruption this guy's caused. Why? Because he basically has said that he can do stuff that he can't do. Now you've got like a lot of politicians and civil servants getting paid like what they're getting paid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not getting paid as much as these guys. I'm not. I don't get a key worker building. Like, I've got an issue anyway. I've got like an issue because of my understanding, which has been evidenced by Brexit and their anti-money laundering department. That was an issue around the time of Brexit, and now America has adapted the same thing since legalizing cannabis, and the United Kingdom is the largest legal supplier of cannabis. So it's a similar issue that I'm having here. You know, I'm not gonna lie. When I had my old profile, which was my pen name, which was the only name I ever wanted to have on the internet, due to the issues that saw them get the biggest, Facebook get the highest fine any industry has got that I was aware of from 20 years ago. But yeah, I mean, had I did have it back, I'd be in contact with some people that I would be socializing with potentially more, to a point where I don't have the time to basically help people that are getting paid so much more than me to do their jobs. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But yeah, That's what I wanted to say.